Hi everyone, it's Tracy Learn.
And Peter Murray. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Peter. How are you today?
I'm excellent. I'm looking at this chart and I'm just seeing the potential for more upside here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it says here that today's high was 770, and it's actually at 768.58 at the moment, and we're just watching it tick up. But you know what's a very interesting thing? Now it's the 19th of November. So 19th of November, a year ago, the traded volume was 500,000 Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah.
And here, and the price was $326.
Wow.
How incredible is that?
What a return.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm going to do a graph, just showing this as well, because I think this is incredible. So, this is more than double.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. And now it's 762.90. That was actually that's today with a traded volume, and of course the day is not over yet. 4.4 million. Yesterday it did 5.8. There's a big one here. This is very sensitive. 10.8 million Bitcoins on the 16th of November. But look at this. This is crazy, eh? This is absolutely crazy. I love it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, actually.
So I think people sitting on the sidelines wondering whether they should jump or not. I mean, doesn't this graph tell you everything?
It sure does, Tracy. It does tell you everything. And I'm telling you what, people shouldn't be sitting on the sidelines. Procrastination is an expensive exercise in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Having said that, and I mean, you always say that at the moment the price is cheap compared to what it's going to be.
If you take a long-term view on Bitcoin, these prices are going to look like a steal. If I take a 10-year view, I'm looking at consumer adoption. I'm thinking where the digital economy will grow to. There's no limit to where the Bitcoin price can go.
Yes, and there also seems to be a lot more focus on Bitcoin again. There was a lot of focus on blockchain, and now it's definitely a lot more focus, or a lot of focus now on Bitcoin.
People tend to forget that the most successful blockchain application and the one that's been working right from the beginning is Bitcoin.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we're on to the news. So we decided we need to do a Saturday news because all sorts of things happened yesterday as well, in India. But let's just go through the news. So we're on our Facebook page. If you want to check out any of these stories, please go and like the page. A blockchain real estate startup, Bitmark, raises 1.7 million. So this is in Taiwan, actually. They've just started a seeding fund round.
There's a lot of interest from real estate people getting involved in blockchain applications and things like this. So that's very, very interesting.
Yeah. So everything about property rights. So
yes.
there's also no dispute then, hey, Peter?
Well, it looks like it. It looks like, everything is being kept on the blockchain where there's a record of it, and that record is immutable.
Yes, exactly. So members of the Bitcoin community create 1.2 million grant. Companies and innovators from the Bitcoin community have opened up this grant, and it's actually to support programmers and teams that work with the Bitcoin protocol.
Oh, very nice. So, it just helps to get the Bitcoin development, keep it going.
Yes, because obviously, it's very important that. And let's go up. Oh, yeah, this was actually in India. The whole story about the taking away I think, what was it, 1,000 rupee and 500 rupee.
Well, don't you want to enlighten our listeners to what is actually happening in India?
Well, India's India's actually is gearing up to really and truly embrace the digital economy. I mean, in terms of the infrastructure, Peter, as well, there's a lot of work going on to try and get internet across to the whole of India. In fact, there's a billionaire who's doing this, and he actually wants to make sure that 90% of Indians have access to internet and to obviously cell phones as well, cell phone coverage.
Well,
and of course doing that, because it's such a, I think there's 98% of people in India are unbanked and they only work with cash.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to demonetize the economy, where they take all these small notes out of the system to fight corruption and crime and stuff like this. And this is what they're trying to do. I saw an interview with Bill Gates, and he's very much supporting this whole idea. But the Indian economy is like you said, it's going to be digital. So there's a huge opportunity for Bitcoin growth.
Yeah, and absolutely. And they definitely are, in terms of infrastructure and everything, they are certainly gearing themselves up. Plus, they also, we actually did a Bitcoin adoption in India, a video just a while ago. And they're talking about 7.5% growth for next year. So very, really good growth. One of the countries in the world that's actually moving on up.
Well, the Indian economy is pumping.
And also India just, most of the Bitcoin mining is done in China. And now there's a mine in India that's got about 5% of the share.
Well, that's excellent news. So there's a bit of diversification in the mining. That's very nice.
Yes. So what was happening yesterday is and what this guy was talking about is all those queues of people that are trying to exchange their notes, and what's actually happened is Bitcoin is selling up to $900.
Wow. So yeah, that's amazing. So there's a spike in the Bitcoin price in India. Obviously, there's a huge demand because of this demonetization and people going to Bitcoin. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, you see, here's an article. India is paying 900 plus for Bitcoin amid cash crisis. Because obviously these the people are getting rather concerned about it.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, the cash has been taken away, so all the small notes are disappearing. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and of course it's such a cash, just a cash society. Let's go up. There you go. In India, 95% of people do not have credit cards, and 50% are unbanked.
That's half that's 500 million people that are unbanked.
Yeah, amazing. Actually, I was watching that interview, and there's a lot of guys, people that are selling tea or food or stuff like that, and they were just saying that their businesses has dropped by half in the last 10 days because obviously they can't take the old currency. They now people don't have the other currency, so it's such a difficult time for these people. But Bill Gates reckons it's a pain they need to go through. It's a good pain.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So CoinDesk had a Q3 state of blockchain research. So it's actually quite an interesting document to read. So you need to go and read through this. Really, it just says here, data shows investors are becoming less certain about industry startups. So that's quite an interesting here. And it also says that the amount of venture capital commitment to blockchain-based companies just reached $114 million in Q3.
That's very, very interesting. And, yeah, another area that's just growing and growing.
Oh, but mainly Ripple over here, Ripple actually did most of it.
Yeah, Ripple is really focusing on this bank market and doing quite well. I saw the other day that Ripple is now your third most valuable cryptocurrency in terms of market capitalization.
It's amazing.
So yeah, and Ripple it seems to be doing good things. We'll keep an eye on Ripple.
Definitely. So now, can you keep an eye on the Swiss slopes? Is it snowing?
The slopes are fantastic. I mean, this year it's not unlike last year when there was no snow up to this day. The snow is looking good this year, and conditions are good. So anybody planning a ski holiday, remember to to bring a scarf
Switzerland is
at the very least.
yeah, at the very least. Switzerland is paving the way for Bitcoin and blockchain banks. So regulators in Switzerland are moving quickly to create regulation that accommodates digital currency and blockchain startups. Now, you know, Peter, in the last week or so, we've been just talking about regulation because it's coming through thick and furious. And here, Switzerland are actually they are just obviously got a bit of a rocket under them, and they are going to move it. To almost
They're
be
going to
first.
move it. Switzerland is moving
Yeah.
it. They want to create the first Bitcoin bank, Swiss bank. So
Yes.
that's excellent news. But in actual fact, is Tracy, if you go online to SwissBankinYourPocket.com, you can create your own Swiss bank account by using the software and the device that is there, courtesy of your sponsors. So go to SwissBankinYourPocket.com and go have a look.
Well, I'm just, we've got this on the screen at the moment, early Black Friday sale. There's a little video there explaining what it's all about. And take advantage of this because you can be your own Swiss bank. You don't have to go to Switzerland.
Excellent.
Okay, so this is just about the Bitcoin price passing 750 at nears a 5-month high. And there's a sharp uptick earlier this week. I mean, we've been watching it, Peter. It's been pretty exciting.
It's been, and it's looks like the price can go, like I said, significantly higher. If I look at the volume, every time the price goes up now, there's more volume. If the price goes down, the volume tapers off. That's a bullish sign for the price. And I wouldn't be surprised if we go past 800 very soon, and we might test 1,000 before the end of the year.
Yeah. That'll be exciting. Actually, you know what? Right in the beginning of the year, people had to say, "Well, what do you think the price is going to be?" And there was quite a few people talking about $1,000, $1,200 at the end of this year. So we still have a few days to go, another month or so. Actually, now this article also talks to the Indian issue that they were selling for more than $900 on the exchanges.
That's amazing. It's amazing how local demand can push it up, because obviously people are struggling to buy Bitcoin there because they've got to buy from other people peer-to-peer. They don't have big exchanges that can get international volume. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So who's this person on fire, Peter?
I don't know. Is it Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, or is it who is this person on fire? You tell me. I think it's the guy who burned himself with a hot wallet.
Yeah. It is the guy who burnt himself with a hot wallet. Unfortunately. You got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is actually, another reason not to use hot wallets. If you don't get burnt by hackers, the tax man will burn you.
Yeah, that's a nice quote. The tax man is looking at the IRS are looking at Coinbase and say, give us your users because they're not paying tax on the Bitcoin revenues, and we want to tax it. So Coinbase said they're going to fight this, but how long are they going to fight this? The thing is, if you want to keep yourself private or whatever, get software, go to SwissBankinYourPocket.com, create your own wallet, and you're not reporting to a third party that can be stopped by the government or can be hacked. So,
because it works directly on the blockchain, Peter.
It works directly on the blockchain, and you are Coinbase yourself. So the government has to find you directly if they want to talk to you. And you don't have to, your KYC and stuff is not at the mercy of a third party, because you're buying software that enables you to create your own Bitcoin wallet.
That's incredible, Peter. Fantastic innovation, that. Mm-hmm. So Bitcoin miners can now signal support for SegWit. If they choose, miners can now safely signal their support for major Bitcoin updates. Now, this happened
I
a
would
while
assume
ago.
they could just say we support it on their website anyway. I'm not sure what the safe support is. It's either you support it or you don't. Just come out and say I do or I don't. It's not that difficult. You don't need a safe environment to say this. But anyway,
No, but apparently 95% of miners need to actually signal support for the change of a series of blocks.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
So we're no doubt going to be hearing some more about that. So Peter, what does Bitcoin look like? There's a lot of people who still want to know what Bitcoin looks like.
Well, Bitcoin certainly doesn't look like that girl because she's got fake hair. Look at her eyebrows.
No. Who says if you don't have blondie, you can't have dark eyebrows?
You can if you're bottle blonde.
But anyway,
but guys, here's a tip: the giveaway is in the eyebrows.
Really?
There are a few other places you can look as well, but the eyebrows are a very good giveaway. And most blondes are not really blonde. Just
yes, exactly.
But let me tell you what, Bitcoins are real, even though you can't see them. They are real. Bottle blondes are not real, even though you see them. So it's not always what you see. It's not always what you get. But with Bitcoin, you can't really see what it looks like because it's a digital currency. But you can mathematically go have a look at what it looks like, and you can trust the system that it works.
Yes, absolutely.
And what you see is what you get.
Yes. So are there fees when transacting with Bitcoin? And then watch out, certain Android mobile devices can steal your Bitcoin. Oh my goodness gracious me. Certain Android mobile devices have firmware that could steal Bitcoin private keys and eventually your Bitcoin.
Yeah, so you've got now people are now creating Bitcoin phones. That's why I'm coming back to this. You need a safe answer to keeping your Bitcoins. And people ask me why Swiss Bank in your pocket is not on a mobile phone. Well, go read that article and you'll understand why.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not an online wallet.
Correct.
So why Bitcoin? Why would you be interested in Bitcoin? These are all the explainer videos to help people who are just getting into Bitcoin. And they're free to share to anybody. Then we're back to the sale again. So guys, getting quick. And we're coming to the top here. 10% of global GDP will be stored in blockchain by 2027. IBM actually said that.
That's why all the companies are developing their own blockchains. They're trying to capture that 10%. But I'll tell you what, more than 10% will be stored on the Bitcoin blockchain. And I'm very excited about the prospects of the digital economy and Bitcoin. And the things are just really coming together this year. And next year is going to be so exciting. But guys,
next year is going to be crazy. Microsoft Bill Gates says India to be the most digitized economy in a mere 7 years. I mean, that's amazing. It's an amazing statement. But they're gearing up, they're gearing up.
Well, that's going to be amazing because if India is the world's largest digital economy, I need to go to India. Actually, at the beginning of December, I hear there's a blockchain storm event in India that we need to go to. So we'll be there or be square.
Excellent. The dawn is breaking on a new digital economy. Japan's central bank believes blockchain could create tax issues. A senior official for Japan's central bank had words of caution for distributed ledgers.
Well, the only thing that creates tax issues are people that are evading taxes.
Yeah.
So I don't think the tax issues have still some way to grow. They're so concerned about this. What about the $33 trillion that are lying in offshore bank accounts?
Yes, exactly, Peter.
Nobody's asking that question.
Exactly. So this is the article about the IRS, and it's seeking data on Coinbase's customers. But you know what? This is something that that they're going to do first. You know, any tax authority can actually go to these businesses and find out what's going on. You know, where's their you know, who's got money with them, or
Yeah.
particularly maybe they're not there to check on one or two, or maybe they're not there to check on everybody. Maybe they're just really investigating certain people. And I think there was something that Coinbase was involved with as well, with law enforcement, and that was just a while ago. And of course, the community was up in arms about it. But you know, the law is the law.
The law is the law, and pay your taxes, man. Pay your taxes. Bitcoin is not there to evade tax with. That's not the reason. Make profit, pay your tax, and be happy.
Exactly. Bitcoin price few hours more gains over the past 48 hours. Bitcoin fiat price. Okay, there's also someone else now saying heading for 800. The next few days, they reckon.
It's going to become a self-fulfilling belief.
Yeah. So now, yeah, don't save paper money for education.
Yeah.
Paper money is just going to devalue. You want your child to be educated. So let's take a quick look again. 768.37, up again, $5.91, $5.91 rather. This is a nice graph to look at, Peter.
You love it. Maybe you should frame that graph and put it on your wall.
No, it's ever moving. No, I don't need to do that. I can watch it on my computer, even better, live. So that's the news for today. Thanks, Peter. Let's see what today brings. You know, we've had lots of spikes on Saturday nights when the Chinese wake up and start trading while the Americans are asleep.
Well,
so
we've got now two big economies moving the Bitcoin price: the Chinese and the Indians.
Yes, the Chinese and the Indians.
And then you're talking about the potential of 3 billion Bitcoin buyers.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. You know, even if they don't even buy a Bitcoin. If they buy just a little bit.
Even if they just think about buying Bitcoin, the price will go up.
Yes.
So maybe we should meditate on the Bitcoin price.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Don't you think it's the yogis in the Himalaya sitting there, and you know, the same guys that made Leicester win the Premiership in the UK, the Premiership football?
Yes.
There was a Buddhist monk that meditated on Leicester. Now, I think I've said it before, but if you bought a place accumulator on Leicester winning the Premiership, Brexit, and Donald Trump, you could have invested £5 in that accumulator, and you would now have £14 million.
Oh my goodness!
This is what the bookies say. So you know, that's very interesting. But anyway, Tracy, enjoy your weekend, and if something happens, just come straight to our Facebook page if you want to know what's going on, or straight to our YouTube channel, because we will keep you updated.
Yes, and have a wonderful weekend. Chat to you soon.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Cheers.